What is up, guys? Illinois Outdoorsman, and today we're going to tie a couple of knots, or try and teach you guys how to tie a couple of knots. These are going to be the two knots that I use all the time, so if you guys want to learn how to tie these two knots, stay tuned. Alright, you guys, so we are going to tie a couple of knots today. We're going to tie an improved clinch knot and a Palmar knot. Those are the two knots that I use for almost everything. Clinch knot was the first official fishing knot I learned when I was way smaller. When I was a little kid, I used to just do the whole crisscross through like 8 times and had a knot that big. But I've grown since then, obviously. Grown bigger, grown wiser. Well, kind of wiser, but either way. We're going to learn how to tie the knot. That's a whole different knot. Improved clinch knot and a Palmar knot. What we're going to do is we're going to hollow body frog. This is a Zoom hollow belly. I kind of been cabin fevery, I guess, ready to get out and go fishing, so I've made a couple of Bass Pro Shops orders, and one showed up today. So we're going to use this. It's got a nice big eyelet on it, so we can tie these knots. I have cut off. We're going to be tying them with some pieces of spider wire, so I don't know how well you guys can see that. That is 50-pound braided spider wire. So we're going to use to tie these. This one's the improved clinch knot. It's going to be a little bit tough to tie this, but we're going to try it. Hopefully it'll work. We're going to tie it with this on the frog, and we're also going to tie one on the lunker hunt. Was this a spider? The phantom spider. Sorry guys, not just spider, the phantom spider. This is the green one, the 2-inch, quarter-ounce or something like that. I don't know. It looked cool, so I bought it. Cabin fever. So first off, we're going to take this frog and we're going to tie the improved clinch knot. Okay. So what you're going to want to do is, I'm going to try and do this as close to this camera as possible. Take your eyelet and you're going to pass this line right through the eyelet here. So it's now dangling on the eye. And I always end up having a big tag in just because I have big hands, so it's easier to work with. Take this, bring them back up, and you're going to create this loop right here. So I got both ends in one hand. Create this loop. Keep a finger inside that loop. This line is going to be the main line. We're going to drape off to this side. And here's your tag end. You guys can see that. So we have main line, tag line. We're going to take your tag line, and what you're going to do is you're going to wrap this 5 to 7 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just because it's braided, it's going to be a little harder to do. So you're going to end up, focus, camera won't focus. It's wrapped around here 5 times, okay? Right in here. Wrapped around the main line. You're going to take your tag end, right here in that loop I told you to keep your finger in. You're going to pass the tag through that loop, so you end up with this kind of mess here, and your original loop is right here, hanging through the frogs, hanging off your main loop, your original one. And now you created this little one where my index finger and thumb are at. Take your tag in and keep your finger in that second loop you made. And this is hard when there's no tension on the main line. Wrap that up there. Possibly, oh come on. And you're going to take your tag line and you're going to pass it back through that second loop you made. Okay? So now you end up with a mess that looks kind of like this. Remember, wet it, because that friction's going to tear up. That's why you see guys licking their fishing line, so you get that. Don't mind the spit. Tag in hanging out there. Your main line, pull it, as you guys can watch, it starts to cinch down, and trim your tag in. Let's see here. Got a sweet deal on this ceramic knife too, you guys. This Rapala ceramic knife, and it cuts braid phenomenally. So right here you have it. Focus. It's not going to focus. this is your improved clinch knot right there. So you get that little bit of tag end, and that's that. There are other knots where your tag end is actually pointed the other way so it doesn't hang up on stuff, but that's what we got right there. Improved clinch knot. It's super easy. Just remembering to keep your finger in the loop, because if you don't and you go and you pull your tag end up a little bit, your loop disappears and you gotta start over. So that is your improved clinch knot. Now we're gonna go off to the tiny one. This one is going to be the Spider. Where's the package at? I'm curious now. The color is Leaf, and it is a 2-inch 1/4 ounce little bitty spider. This one's going to be hard to throw on a bait caster, but we all know I'm going to try it. I'm going to backlash it horribly, so either way, it's going to be fine. You guys will probably see that on video when the time comes to start throwing topwater. So now we're going to go to a Palmar knot. There's 2 ways you can start this Palmar knot. This is kind of a bad lure choice because the legs are in the way. Let me pick something else, guys. Hold on. Got a whole table full of lures. Like I said, I went on a shopping spree. More frogs, glide bait. We'll talk about this one in a minute just because I'm excited about it. It's the most expensive lure I've ever bought. So that's probably the reason I'm excited about it, and I'm scared of it, honestly, because it's a lot of money to just huck out there and have disappear. This one is a Bass Pro Shops, just a Kermie frog. Cheap. I've had the best luck with these. I only bought this Zoom one because this is 7/8 of an ounce, so it's a heavier frog. But these Kermies, I usually get them in black. I figure, you know what, we'll mix it up white with pink or red or something like that. It's got red in the skirt. So Palmar knot, stupid simple. This one, honestly, I think the clinch knot is the one everybody needs to learn first, because if you can do that, you can tie most of these knots. Palmar knot is 10 times easier than that improved clinch knot. There's 2 ways you can start this. You can either pass your end of your line through your eyelet here and pass it back through and creating a loop on one side. So you're going to end up, I guess, your loop over here and your tag and your main liner on this side. Or you can fold it and shove the loop through, depending on how big your eyelet is. But since we have it here already, we're going to just stick here. You want to get enough line in your loop over here that will fit around the lure, like so, okay? So you're going to take your loop and your tag and your main line. Bring them all together. Loop, tag and main line. You're going to do the old crisscross through, wrap it around the tree, whatever you want to call it. So we have this right here. Tag line, main line. This is your loop. So you're going to pull your loop. Do not pull your main line or your tag line. Pull the loop, because then the loop will get bigger. Pull it down onto the hook. Open your loop up. Pass your lure through the loop. Make sure the tag line, your tag, and your main line still come out together. You end up with this giant loop here. Lick it. And you're going to grab the main line and the tag line and pull both of those. So as you pull, it's a brand new lure, so I know it has a super sharp hook. You're going to pull, and you have to watch, make sure your loop doesn't get behind, make sure it kind of sticks out in front. Pull it, trim your tag line. Playing with a lot of sharp stuff today. It's kind of scary. So you still end up with your little piece of tag line out here, but this knot is a lot smaller size-wise compared to the size of the improved clinch knot. And obviously this clinch knot on the white frog is going to be bigger if you do more wraps. If you do 7 wraps, that knot's going to physically be bigger. This one will always stay the same unless you go with a smaller line. If you go with like a 15-pound fluorocarbon, that knot's going to be almost non-existent on there just because of how small the line physically is. So, Palmar knot, improved clinch knot. By far, Palmar knot is my favorite. It's easiest to tie to me. It's fast, and now I have to cut these actually really good knots right off these hooks again. But those two are the two knots I use for everything. I know there's a lot of other knots. There's a lot of other people have their favorites. I've already talked to another guy about knots and what his favorite is, and I need to learn to tie it better because I am horrible at tying it. I quit tying it because I would lose lures all the time. I don't like losing lures. So, but with losing lures and that being knots and knot quality, K-N-O-T, not N-O-T, I'm going to show you guys this just because I'm excited. This is my newest lure, I guess. It just came in the mail today. Bass Pro Shops. It's a Storm Arashi glide bait. My first ever actual glide bait. And this thing is 7.5 inches long and 3 1/8 ounce. It's got a replaceable tail on it. Just a single joint, big giant glide bait. It's freaking huge. I'm super excited to throw it. I don't even know if my rod will handle it. It's a heavy action rod, so it should be all right. Let me put sharp stuff. This is that knife too. Let me put sharp stuff away here. So yeah, you guys, those are the two knots I use. Those are the simplest knots for me. If you guys have a knot that you prefer over one of these two, drop it in the comments down below. Let me know. So hey, I can learn how to tie it, and then we can forward that information on to everybody else so they can learn how to tie it. But yeah, easy knots, you guys. As you guys can tell, I love topwater fishing. Frogs, I have a whole box dedicated to just frogs. They're everywhere. I will throw them all year long. It doesn't matter what the weather. I will throw a frog and try it, and most of the time it works out for me. So, and if you guys haven't already seen on my Instagram and my Facebook, we are doing another giveaway. I realized after I put it out that I didn't put when that giveaway was actually going to happen and how long of a window everybody had to get entered into that giveaway. But first aid kit, you guys. Everybody needs one. Keep one in your backpack, your hunting bag, on the boat with you. Nice first aid kit, fire starter, nice ferrule rod, and you guys, the big daddy, a hammock, parachute style hammock, parachute material hammock. We're going to run that giveaway until, it's a leap year, I think. The 29th of February. Yeah, it's leap years. 29 days in February. 29th of February is when we're going to do that. And we're going to go live, hopefully. I think I can go live on YouTube. Go live when we do that giveaway. So to get entered into that giveaway, I need everybody to either go to my Facebook page or my Instagram and find the photo that has all three of these in that photo, okay? And there's instructions in there on it. Like it, share it, get entered, and make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Get entered for that. We will do that drawing. When it gets a little bit closer, I will announce the time. It'll probably be like 7 o'clock or something. And I'll get the little one to help. He likes pulling names out of a hat. So we'll put everybody's kind of name in a hat, and we'll go live and give it away, you guys. So until then, make sure you guys follow me on Facebook and Instagram, and make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Until next time, you guys, I'll see you out there.